Hi, I just finished reading Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. Gillian Flynn, sorry, she's the author of Gone Girl, and Sharp Objects, I think, is her debut novel. Um, while it does not have the gripping finesse and sophistication of at least laying the plot and characterization that Gone Girl has, you can see the genius of Flynn in this novel itself. So it's a fairly straightforward story in the sense that it begins with a reporter being told to cover a story of two of the murder of two girls that happened in a place called Wind Gap, and this particular reporter, her name is Camille. She is from Wind Gap, and her editor sends her to Wind Gap because she's from there and she would get some kind of an insight about the killings, etc. She's meant to cover the investigation. Now, because the budget for the story is not as much, this girl, Camille, has to live with her mother. And her mother has remarried and has another daughter called, what's her name? Amma. And so Amma is Camille's half sister. Um, and essentially, it's I mean, the killings, of course, is one part of not one part, it's core to the theme of the book. But what is really interesting is this notion of toxic motherhood or toxic parenthood, and the kind of neurosis and poison that familial relationships can carry and how they damage people. And so there is a personality, a behavioral trait, sorry, that's attributed to Camille. She is supposed to be a cutter. So basically, she takes a knife and she cuts words on her skin. And every time she's in an interaction with somebody, a particular word that is carved onto her skin kind of like sings. It uh, uh, it glows out almost as if like her skin is giving her it kind of like a biofeedback. Her skin is giving her the message that, pay attention here. It's fascinating. There are many aspects to the story that are fascinating. You see the twist really almost midway. I mean, you know who the killer is midway. Of course, there are a few ends that I could not tie until I finished the book. Like what happened to those girls that were murdered? What happened? Now, one part about the murders was that the girls who were murdered, they were little girls. They were not sexually molested, and their teeth were pried out. So just this part about what happened to the teeth and why teeth, that was interesting for me. That's not something I had seen coming. But uh, Gillian Flynn has a very deep flair of explaining the psyche of a woman who has been bullied. And a woman who had, and in this case, it's kind of like a full circle. The woman who has been bullied is also the one bullying. So that mindset is a uh, I mean, there is a lot of nuance there. So it's a great book. If you've read Gone Girl, like I said, it doesn't. I think this book does not have the kind of mastery of handling subplots the way Gone Girl did. But there is enough in this book that definitely merits a read.